It is the Riot Podcast. Actually, how does Hudson even open this thing up? The Worst of the Riot Podcast. I'm Isaia. Hudson's clearly not here because I'm the first voice you're hearing.
Normally, Isaia joins in, but yes, we've got the podcast today featuring Isaia filling in for a Connecticut vacationing Hudson, who'll be back on Tuesday's show.
Yeah, so we had an interesting show today with no Hudson. We did fill in and talk about some things that he would like. We talked about some Packers stuff.
We did. I actually think we did a pretty good job with that. Nothing too mad.
Yeah, we didn't make it too bad. You know, we talked it up a little bit, but you got more of like a true Packers feel. Like we didn't like kind of soften it up like Hudson would. And
well, we talk about his hair, and we also talk about for the Packers team, someone on the team lost a very important necklace.
Oh,
and it's actually a really nice story of one of the coaches there doing something nice.
Yeah, that's a very, very, very sweet story. We also talked about in New Orleans, you celebrate almost anything nowadays. It doesn't matter if it's good, if it's bad. There's going to be a parade.
I wonder if in the area you're like, why do we have to have another parade?
Yeah, they're like, yeah, enough parade, enough of the parades. Like, why are we having a parade right now? So yeah, you'll learn about that a little bit. We talk about how much fun it is in New Orleans, whether it's a bad day, good day, if things are going good or bad. Mm-hmm. We also go over. This was a tough segment for me. This was a tough one. We talk about the food that I hate, and I got a lot of judgment. Some of the texters were kind of berating me.
Well, if it makes you feel better, everybody hates something.
Oh,
all
yeah.
right, food-wise. It's just you really have a lot of opinions about literally every food item, where I think most people are just more like, whatever, or just eat what you eat. But you like certain things, and you're sticking to it.
I know what I like. I know what I don't like. So if you want to hear me say I don't like it over and over again, tune into that part of the podcast because you'll hear a lot of haven't tried it, don't like it.
This is the podcast of your dreams.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to hear about all the foods I don't like, we talk about that a lot. We also talked about how some football players are getting some money from their NIL deals.
Yep.
And they're getting
what's the tagline? They got the meats.
Yeah, they've got the meats. It's from Arbys, and they're giving people money. And we talked about how I am a big Arbys fan. I didn't talk about this on the actual show, but the first place I ever took my girlfriend
was Arbys.
Was to Arbys.
Well, what's your go-to order then?
My go-to order? Well, see, this is going to make me sound bad again.
Because you hate everything.
But they have these chicken tenders there.
You are such...
That are just
oh my God.
Dude, that's
you
a
go
number.
To Arbys and you get chicken tenders?
Listen, it's a number 17 is what the number is for the chicken tenders. You get another 17 5-piece combo.
Oh my God.
With the curly fries. Oh my goodness. So the barbecue sauce.
Don't you understand like how unpopular that is? Because it's number 17 on the combo menu.
It's not like a 1 or a 2.
Are you doing the new
17.
crinkle fries, or do you just like still the curly ones?
The curlies are classic. They're such a classic. So my girlfriend had never been there before, and so I was like, we have to go to Arbys. She was like, no, Arbys is gross. Like, I know I won't like it type deal. I take her there, and she didn't really like it.
Oh, but you do.
But I loved it. Went back multiple times since. Nowadays, she just gets a milkshake when she goes. They have good milkshakes.
She's supportive.
And then I'll get that sweet number 17.
Number 17.
We talked about that. We also talked about a Chicago man who's just a darn right hero.
Aw, he's helping the community, and one day he'll be found out. Someone will snitch on him.
Yeah, he's not very popular with the police, but with the people who live in Chicago, he is a popular man.
Aw, well, thank you guys for listening to the podcast today. Isaiah's back in tomorrow and in on Monday. So make sure you say hi. Text 877 to RadioU, and we'll include you in the podcast tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow, and goodbye.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
And Nikki, are you a fan of trash?
I like when it goes.
Yeah, not when it's just laying around. Well, if your city doesn't pick up your trash for more than 3 weeks, you live in New Orleans and you throw a trash parade.
Hey!
So pretty much what happens after Hurricane Ida came ashore, there was nobody to pick up the trash because everybody's house had just been destroyed.
Sure. And I saw the pictures. This isn't just like you get your trash in your recycling can. Like, this is the trash as in what was destroyed by the hurricane. So, the inside of people's houses are outside at the bottom of the streets.
Yeah, and so about 150 residents took matters into their own hands and pretty much threw a trash parade. They brought their own trash. They brought their own trash to the parade. They even dumped it on City Hall and did all kinds of crazy stuff because they were very upset that the trash people hadn't come in a month.
So what do you do though? Can you burn your trash? Are you allowed to?
I don't know. I mean, at that point, I feel like there's no rules. If the trash people haven't come for a month, then if you can get rid of it, I say you just get rid of it. In my mind, like if these 150 people could have just came together and just like picked up the trash, they probably could have like moved it all to the dump and just done it together. But instead, they just wanted to kind of pile on to their madness.
Well, they want to, Isaiah, make a statement.
Yeah,
and
a
make
statement.
some noise. And they said that there's actually like a lot of areas have had trash and recycling pickup problems because of labor shortages. So in Louisiana, they had that before Hurricane Ida. Then the hurricane came, and now there's way more trash, and they have even less labor. So they say the problem just is very hard to fix.
Yeah, and like this is like a serious health issue too, because when you think about trash just laying around, like that's gonna bring in like bugs and like vermin and just disgusting creatures when you have that much trash laying around. And so I feel like if that was like in your front yard / on the street,
you'd be so mad.
It probably smells so bad.
I would just light it on fire.
Yeah, you'd have to get rid of it somehow. Like there's no way if I saw like the trash guy just not come week in and week out, like I would be very upset as well.
You would go to, like here at work, we have these large dumpster things. Yeah. I would just be like, well, guess who's bringing my trash to work? Yeah. And I'm using that dumpster.
I'm just going to find a dumpster somewhere and throw it away. But the good thing is, too, as long as none of your neighbors' trash is getting picked up, then you just collectively smell as a unit. As a neighborhood, we've come together and we just smell bad. But at the same time, if you look across the street and old Betty or Johnny doesn't have their trash sitting out front and somehow they've gotten rid of it, then you look like the trash of the town.
Well, you want to know how they did it.
Yeah.
But they said that the trash parade was I love this quote, a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Because it really is bad and they don't know what to do. Basically, government officials said, yes, they understand. It's a workforce problem, so they don't really have a fix yet outside of looking for contractors from other cities.
Yeah.
So they actually hire them and then bring them in to remove the trash.
It kind of makes sense, though, because in New Orleans, I feel like they have any excuse to throw a parade, and they'll just throw one.
That is how
I bet people had beads and stuff. They were all. I saw that everybody was wearing like costumes and stuff. People were in like Oscar the Grouch, like from Elmo and stuff. They were like dressed up as him. People were dressed up like flies and all kinds of stuff. So it was quite the event. At least they turned something bad into something fun, which is kind of what New Orleans does all the time.
Why pay for so many streaming services that you don't really care about when you can not really care about the riot for free? RadioU.
Since Hudson's not here, we decided that we would still talk about the Packers in just a new light without Hudson. So this isn't a biased Packers story. This is an actual real one where we can talk about how crappy Aaron Rodgers is. And if you guys hate Aaron Rodgers like I do, you can text in and I will actually read the text. Unlike when we get the hate text on Aaron Rodgers and Hudson skips all those, I will read your hate messages on Aaron Rodgers.
Well, that is Hudson's favorite team. And he really likes Aaron Rodgers, even with all this stuff. So like we try to be kind, and when there are news stories about him, we just let Hudson decide what he feels comfortable talking about.
Exactly.
But these two ones, and I never said this to him, back when the Packers lost that first game and everybody was really mad at all of them.
Yeah.
They had Aaron Rodgers like doing all the press stuff after.
Yes.
And I always meant to ask him, like, they wanted to make Aaron Rodgers look like bad.
Terrible.
Because every picture news places would use, like, he had like crazy eyes and the hair
looked
and the
awful.
stuff.
His hair looked so bad. Like it almost made it look like it was like thinning or something, but it's so long it looked disgusting. Like, it looked
bad.
terrible.
And I thought people were just being mean to him. I didn't know, like, he's growing his hair out, and I didn't know why. But Aaron Rodgers did finally say, I think it was after their Monday game or Sunday game.
Yeah, Sunday game.
That he's growing it out for a Halloween costume.
Yes. Which is
that's why his hair is long.
Which is an awesome commitment to make, though, because a lot of people would just be like, I'll get the wig or whatever. So whatever his costume is, it's going to be really good. And
Must be epic.
We're definitely going to talk about whatever it ends up being. But I don't know what he possibly could be growing it out for.
Well, that's what people are trying to decide. Well, I wonder who the character is.
Yes.
I wish he would have said, I'm not going to, because sometimes players won't change, like, a shirt, or they'll do this, and it's like a superstitious thing.
I'm not cutting it till I lose or something like that.
Like, I'm not going to cut the hair for the whole season, and they think that'll help them win. That's not this case. It's just for a Halloween costume.
It's just for a good old Halloween costume, which is kind of like, that's really forward thinking. Like, he had to have decided this like a long time ago. Like, this is what I'm going to be for Halloween. I have to grow my hair out because it's already long.
It feels like his girlfriend said, we're going to be this for Halloween, and you need to grow your hair out.
That's how my girlfriend works. She'll telling me like months ago. She's like, okay, this year for Halloween. I'm like, what do you mean this year for Halloween? Like, it's March. Like, why are we talking about Halloween? I'm like, are we gonna order our dresses or our stuff now? And for me, it would have been like a week before. I'm like, what do I want to wear? Like, it's a couple days. Like, what can I kind of throw together?
Well, that's why it feels like someone else told him to. But the other Packers news was really, really sweet.
Yeah.
So they had Aaron Jones, which is the running back. He lost a necklace during the last game. And it wasn't just any necklace. Like, it was a really special one. It had his father's ashes in it. And he lost it in the end zone. And in the post-game interview, he had mentioned that it had not been found. So one of the Packers trainers went out and searched the field until 2 a.m, and he found the guy's necklace.
It is such an awesome story. I saw this online after the game, and he had like kind of pulled it out like after he scored like 4 touchdowns. That game had been having an amazing game, and it was just a little like black mini football that he pulled out like after he scored every touchdown. So I assume one time he pulled it out and it must have just fallen off. But yeah, his dad recently passed away. This is his first season that he hasn't had him with him. And he said after the game, he said he's devoting the rest of his football career to his dad because he said that's the reason I played, is because my dad wanted me to play football. So I played, and now he's playing for the Packers, which is pretty awesome. But that's awesome. They found that necklace, and the trainer who found it was the head trainer for the Packers. So.
Good for that guy.
I know.
You know, that guy didn't have to go spend that whole time trying to find it.
And it was a tiny little thing too. I mean, and in the end zone, like there's so much like little dirt and stuff and all kinds of stuff. And he was able to find that. It took him until 2 a.m.
Yeah.
He stayed after the game. That's just crazy.
Well, it was the running back, Aaron Jones, and he was still really good after the game once he realized it was gone.
Yeah.
He said he'd be happy. He was talking about like his dad. If his dad was like in heaven, like, why'd you lose the necklace, son? He said he'd be happy. He'd be like, if you lose it anywhere, lose it in the end zone.
Yeah, lose it in the end zone of Lambeau Field in Green Bay. That'd probably be a pretty decent spot to end up, I'd say.
But they found it. So.
Yeah.
Welcome to The Riot, where you listen to us and that's it. It's pretty much a one-way street. The Riot. RadioU.
Earlier this week, if you didn't see, we tried the new Krispy Kreme Maple Donuts, which he was very, very excited about. Yet again, you can see that at RadioU Riot Facebook page.
Well, Hudson is, he's Canadian.
Yes.
And I don't know if his love for maple stems from when he was little in Canada.
Just a little boy.
But if not, it's still there. Like, he actually likes the flavor. We did not. I mean, like, it was good.
It's okay. Yeah.
It's just maple is not normally what we go to when it comes to if you have a lot of choices.
Yeah.
But you're over there, and it seems like it has come back to haunt you.
So this morning on the way in, I was trying to grab like a quick snack to eat during the show, so I just wanted to get a good protein bar. And yesterday I had stopped at the gas station. I got the cinnamon roll one that I really liked. And so I was like, okay, this morning I'll just slide in and just grab it again and go. But apparently in the midst of my tiredness, I didn't open my eyes enough or something, because when I just opened up my protein bar, which taking the first bite, I still thought it was a cinnamon roll protein bar. And this one is maple glazed donuts.
Yay, it's back.
How is that even possible? If that's the one I picked up was maple. Why is there a protein bar that's flavored maple glazed donut?
Why don't you leave it for him just off to the side, and then if he wants it on Tuesday when he's back?
And the worst part is it actually is disgusting. Like, it tastes terrible. I guarantee though, if Hudson was sitting next to me and took a bite of it, he'd be like, "Oh, this is great.
The flavor.
This is so good. The maple just brings out so many good flavors." Where I'm like, this is awful. Like, this tastes terrible.
So based on, so if you're eating a protein drink, and we talked yesterday, what was it, dry scooping?
Yeah, dry scooping.
Are you trying to get stronger?
Well, I'm just trying to stay fit. I'm not trying to be like a bodybuilder or anything. I wanted something to fill me up this morning, a little protein bar, you know.
If I just add up the protein bar and the creatine that you're taking, I feel like that is not just someone who's trying to pick a healthier choice. Like, it means like you're trying to actually really work out.
Well, I work out every day, and so I might as well eat protein and take creatine. If I'm going to do it, I might as well enhance it a little bit and give myself that extra little booster.
Well, I just want to make sure I know that when you come in, and I'd be like, dude,
Isaiah's looking huge. He looks huge.
Look at that. Like, that was a great workout yesterday.
I know, right? And so I do work out every day, but I'm not like a crazy work. I do it just for fun, you know. My roommate does it, so I do it, and it's a good thing for us to do every single day, you know.
With creatine?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's just an added thing. It's an added thing that just you take protein or do whatever,
I'm teasing you.
Muscles are important, You want to make sure you have muscles.
Well, you have to. No, not all of us have to.
Nikki's like, not important.
Not important.
Not important.
I know that this could throw your day off since you haven't had the proper amount of protein so early.
No, in the morning, if I don't do breakfast, I'm a huge breakfast person, so I have to have something. And so my backup plan, which I knew coming into today, was if this didn't fill me up, there's chips that are sitting in the break room, like just tortilla chips. And a couple of days ago when I went to Chipotle, they gave me like a side of sour cream for free.
You could have that.
And so that's going to probably be what my breakfast is, which is not healthy. Sour cream and tortilla chips at 7 or 8 in the morning.
There are some people that shouldn't have their own podcast. And by some people, we mean these people. RadioU's Worst of The RIOT podcast.
Yesterday, I kind of stirred things up in here.
You did, and I don't know if we can just put it all back in and squish it down and forget it happened.
Yeah, we had to circle back to it today because it was such I don't know, it wasn't really that shocking for me, but you and Hudson did act pretty shocked.
Well, it's not shocking to you because that's how you are.
It's just my life. It's my everyday.
And I don't want to talk about your thoughts on the first date thing. I really want to just focus on, you seem to have a bit of a few quirks with food that you do not want to eat.
Yeah, there's food that you just don't like, which everybody has a food that they don't like and that they won't eat. Whether they've tried it or not, they know that they don't like it. And
see, that's right. That's the wrong way, because if you like something or not by trying it. You've told us there are certain things you don't like to eat, and then you ended up with telling at the end, and you never even tried them.
I've never tried it.
How do you know?
But you know when you know, you know?
No, you don't. You do not. You absolutely do not.
So we want to know what food that you all hate, whether you've tried it or not. If you haven't tried it and you know you hate it, that's even better. If you haven't tried a food, but you already know you hate it, make sure you text that in right now. But if you've tried it and you know you don't like it, we want to see if I dislike the foods that you guys dislike, because I hate a lot of foods.
Well, I want to know because I feel like your list is going to be long. So I have one, which I'll tell you in a few, about it's the same. I have never had it and I don't want to.
Yeah, that's what I said.
But your example yesterday was, which vegetable was it?
Green beans.
Green beans, and you said cucumbers.
Cucumbers.
There's a lot.
The cauliflower.
That Isaiah said he hates, but he has not had.
I've tried one tomato, and that was...
I can't.
It was a cherry tomato. I tried it a year ago. I didn't like it. But I knew going into it I wouldn't like it. Well, I knew it. I didn't want to try it, but I got conned into trying it, and I knew I didn't like it. I ate it, and I didn't like it.
Well, I think Isaiah hates everything. So basically, I need everybody to just quickly text in 1 or 2 things that you don't like. Maybe you've had it or you've not had it. So if you believe in Isaiah's philosophy of you just know you know.
You know when you don't like it, either if you've had it or not. If you don't like it, you don't like it. And that's okay.
And then that way, in a moment, I'm going to go through those items with Isaiah, and then we'll learn a little bit more about him to see if he actually likes any food at all.
I do like food, but I feel like I'm an easy to please kind of guy.
You're not.
Mac and cheese, PB&J, chicken tenders.
That's a kid's menu.
Well, I said, yet again, I'm easy to please, You don't have to make me some crazy dish. If you made me PB&J for every single meal of the day, I'd be a happy boy. Yes, I'd be a happy guy.
But I think we're all supposed to have green beans and vegetables. It seems like the veggie part is where you really don't like
the vegetable part, as in most people that are picky, nobody likes vegetables, and it's not. I mean, it's an important part of your diet, but at the same time, it's just not something that feels all that necessary.
Dude, I feel like you must live on Uncrustables.
I do. I was bringing Uncrustables in here for a while, and I was doing PB&Js, but now, I'm doing protein bars. So
you're
look at me.
up.
I'm stepping outside of the box today.
You might be thinking that this won't be quite as bad the second time around. Well, you'd be greatly mistaken. You're listening to the Worst of the RIOT podcast.
and we're going over things that we just don't like at all.
Well, this is what you guys don't like, and then I want to know if Isaiah likes anything.
We'll find out. I like some things. I like some things. I'm not that picky. I mean, we're going to find out how picky I am, actually.
If the chance is that someone else doesn't like it, I just feel like it's not going to be your thing.
That's probably true.
I don't know if I can get through everybody, but I'll try. So just like a yes or a no, no way, haven't tried it or love it.
Okay.
So William says escargot, never had it, hate it.
Never had it, hate it.
Great. I agree with that one. That's a bold one. Ashley says mushrooms.
Never had it, hate it.
Never had a mushroom?
Never had a mushroom.
I can't. I just need to hear your answer. I can't. Just.
I know. You're going to get a lot of those.
All right. Mike says anything pickled.
Oh, pickled. Never had it, hate it.
But you have pickles.
I've had pickles. I've never had anything pickled.
That's okay. It's a cucumber pickled.
Okay, I've had a pickle on accident. I'd had it on a hamburger one time when I asked for it plain. They didn't give it to me plain. I ate it. It was okay. I like fried pickles, but I would never eat just a pickle.
Okay, gotcha. Ben says, seems like old-timey. Liver and onions.
Never tried it. Hate it.
Okay, Jason says water chestnuts and black licorice.
Black licorice I have tried. My grandfather used to love black licorice. I hate it. And then
water chestnuts?
Water chestnuts. I don't even know what that is. Never had it, but I do hate it.
Okay, so rice. Nadine, how do you hate rice? And then jelly or jams?
Oh, I love rice, and I absolutely love jelly. A jam is like jam's okay. I would have jam on something, but I wouldn't love it. But jelly, I love jelly.
Well, of course, because he likes peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, I love some jelly toast. Easy.
Chad says olives or onions?
Never had olives. My younger brother's obsessed with them and ruined it for me. I hate olives. And what was the other one?
It's gone now. Well,
it's
just
okay.
say no.
No, I knew I didn't have it. Olives, I've never had
onions.
it. I hate it. Onions, I've had. What are they called? Fried? What is it? It's called an onion ring. I like onion rings. Never had anything other than an onion ring.
I don't think we could ever go to lunch. No. I just don't know. Aaron says I also don't like cherry tomatoes. Or big tomatoes, especially like on hamburgers and stuff.
No tomato.
Let's see. Mike also said black licorice, rhubarb, radishes.
Never had it, hate it. Never had it, hate it.
Eric says squirrel.
Never had it, hate it. Actually, I would be enticed to try it.
You would want to. Brian says butternut squash. Never tried it. Don't want to.
Butternut squash. Never had it, hate it. Yet again, I feel like that would just look weird. Squash, the sound of the word, makes it seem like it would just have a weird texture to me.
I used it once to make like chocolate chip cookies, and it was actually pretty good.
You better never make cookies for me. If you bring in cookies and they have squash in it, I'm going to be thoroughly upset.
Well, that was a time I was trying to be healthier, and they were like, if you put butternut squash in it, then it's better for you.
Oh, yeah. I don't want good cookies. I'd rather just have them be bad. If I'm eating a cookie, it's bad.
Nate says, I strongly dislike fish. I like fishing, and I think they're beautiful creatures, but they taste disgusting.
See, I like some fish. Like, I like shrimp. I like fish sticks. I like salmon.
You're just like fish. I just imagine it's literally the kids' menu.
It's just the fried.
Jelly and fish sticks.
If I can make it in the air fryer, then I do want it.
You would like
it. That's what it sounds like.
So Isaiah's very picky. We have found this out. So
they gave me the weirdest foods. It wasn't even like they were giving me the weirdest stuff to go off of. It wasn't like it was normal things.
Well,
it was
if you don't like something,
weird.
you just text it in, and then I just want to know if Isaiah also hates it. Katie says any kind of melon, like watermelon, cantaloupe, doesn't like them.
Fruit, I do like. I do like fruit, and so I like
melons?
watermelon, melon, cantaloupe, all that good stuff. I am down with that.
So Nick says artichokes.
Never tried it, hate it.
But you've never tried it.
But I hate it. Like an artichoke, I couldn't even tell you what it looked like. If you gave me 3 pictures in front of me, I wouldn't know which one it is.
Not even an artichoke dip?
Oh my gosh, no. It sounds like my mom. Oh my goodness. My mom loves like artichoke dip, spinach dip. It's what we get as an appetizer wherever we go anywhere. And I hate it.
All right, well, I got a few more, but give me exhale, and then we'll run through a few more foods that if you guys hate it, he hates it and hasn't tried it. That's the biggest response.
That's how it is. I'm with you.
Everything you love about the riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
And the text messages are getting a bit out of hand.
I think they're getting a bit hurtful.
They're getting a little hurtful. I just got referred to as a 7-year-old.
Because of how you eat?
Because of Aaron saying that she hasn't seen such unwillingness to try new food since my nephew was a kid. Listen, Aaron, okay, people are giving me the wildest suggestions of what I like and don't like. Like, nobody's going to want to try escargot. I'm saying no to a lot of things, but everyone's also sending in the things that they hate. And as a community, people hate similar things. Good, bad food, just no one's going to like that.
Some of this stuff is not like too crazy. Like, okay, Aaron says sushi or like sauerkraut.
No.
No, okay.
Unfortunately not. It's a no on both of those. Never tried it, hated both.
Desiree says ketchup, watermelon, and M&Ms. Oh, what did they do to you?
M&Ms. I like ketchup, I like watermelon, and I do like M&Ms. That's a 3 for 3 there.
Stacy does not like artichokes or mayonnaise.
Neither do I. Both of them. Never tried it, hate it.
That's the never tried it part. You're right on mayonnaise, though. That stuff's terrible.
None of it's good.
Let's see. Stephanie says, I hate eggs and sweet potatoes. Oh, sweet potatoes are good.
Listen, I love eggs. I eat eggs for any meal. I like them pretty much every way. Over easy, scrambled, fried, however you want to do it. But the other one I know I don't like. What was it?
Don't want it. Let's see. Jeff goes, what about sauerkraut?
Sauerkraut, no go.
No go on that?
No.
Franklin says, taste is mostly just smell. So maybe you don't need to try foods to know because you just don't like it, maybe based on the smell or the look of it.
I must have a strong sniffer because I know that I don't like a lot of things. So I can smell it from afar.
From miles away, Josh says lima beans?
No go. Never tried it, hate
Josh, he did point out, though he'll eat anything on the table. So is it a respect thing?
No, it is not. I have no shame in not getting everything that's there. If I'm at like a family dinner or something and there's like 6 things that I don't like, I may walk away from the table and I might just have turkey. Like I might have turkey and mashed potatoes and I'll walk away and I won't feel bad at all.
So here's a couple of normal ones.
Okay.
Bananas from Katie.
Love bananas, yes.
Celery from Keith.
Love celery. A lot of people don't like celery, which as I've been having this conversation the past couple of days, it's like a texture thing. They say it's too stringy.
Yeah.
But I've always liked celery.
You'll do that, especially with peanut butter?
Love it with peanut butter.
I got that idea. Let's see. David says, what about asparagus?
I do like asparagus. That's one of the only things that some people don't like that I actually do like.
Mm-hmm. Zach says kimchi. I love kimchi.
I don't even know who she is.
It's like fermented stuff. It's Korean.
Okay, I don't know who kimchi is. I don't like it.
It's delicious, so that's a no. Hannah says, I hate anything spicy, and then also baked beans.
Never. Okay, I actually went over this with my roommate yesterday. I've never tried baked beans. People say they like them. I think
you would love it.
I feel like I might like that, so I feel like I'd be willing to try it. But as of now, I do not like it.
All right. It's been a long list. I think Isaiah hates everything that you guys hate.
Yeah, I'm trying to relate to you guys. It's not that I actually hate it. I just, I don't want you guys to feel bad and be the only one, know?
No, this is what now everybody needs to start saying that. Haven't tried it, hate it.
Haven't tried it, hate it. Haven't tried it, hate it. Haven't tried it, hate it.
What are you like at Thanksgiving then with like your mom? Does she just not make you anything?
My mom tried for years to get me to try things, and she still makes everything, and my brothers will eat it, and my uncles and aunts will all eat it, but me, I'm just going to eat what I like. I like the rolls, I like the turkey, I like the mashed potatoes, I like the pie, but I'm just going to eat what I know I like because I don't want to take away from somebody else that might actually enjoy the food,
sure.
If all of the artichoke dip is gone and I took a little bit on my plate and I thoroughly hated it, then I took it away from somebody else,
What'd you say yesterday? Like, you're 23, you're a man, you know what you want.
If you're looking for hot takes on the day's most important news stories, you're in the wrong place. You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
This right here might not be one of the most popular fast food places, but it is one of my all-time favorites.
It is?
I love me some Arbys.
If only you were a D1 college running back.
Because then I would get an NIL deal because Arbys is sponsoring, but giving money to some running backs of some of the best teams in the country to talk about how good the meat is at Arbys.
So Arbys is the first they're calling it mass NIL campaign, which is name, image, likeness. That's basically the thing where a college athlete can get money as long as they follow the rules with it. But they're the first major chain to do one. Because normally it's like you go to your local college and the small car dealership does this or that. It's very localized for some of the promotion that they've been giving to players. But Arbys is going to be doing 200 participating Division I running backs They're going to be doing a deal with them. They're going to pay them each $500. And all they need to do, that will be compensation if they post a video or a tweet or an Instagram with the phrase, "Tonight I'm getting Arbys," and use the hashtag Arbys, and hashtag sponsored.
Arbys. Okay, that makes sense. That's actually pretty good. Arbys, running backs, that makes sense. Some of the notable ones that are the first 4 to receive it are Notre Dame junior running back Kyron Williams, Ohio State freshman running back Travion Henderson, Auburn senior running back Sean Shivers, and Washington State senior running back Max Borghi.
Those are the first 4 that they announced. 200.
That's a lot.
In my mind, I was like, are there 200?
Yeah, I know. And if you do 200 of them, you're hitting like every single city and like every single major city in the United States. Like you already have here Notre Dame, so that's Indiana. Ohio State, that's Columbus/Ohio. Auburn, what's that? Georgia. And then Washington State is Washington. So you've already hit like 4 major teams in major states.
So I'm trying to look. Arbys isn't saying like if you are a running back, can you like put yourself in the running for the $500?
Can I tweet like hashtag Arbys and
to
then
find
get it?
you? I'm not sure like how you can get that, but NILs, which again is name, image, likeness for college athletes, started with this season and has gotten players. Some players I feel like you hear get a lot.
Yeah.
Others,
not so much.
Not so much.
But $500 is, I mean, to make one video. If I could make a video, make $500 like the snap of fingers, I would make as many as you guys want me to.
Haven't some gotten like hundreds of thousands?
Oh, they've gotten a ton. It's been unreal.
A huge amount of money. So some other college athletes have signed with endorsements for fast food chains, Bojangles, Zaxby's. I think to me those are more like the southern states with those. Some have already. Alabama sophomore quarterback Bryce Young, he's gotten over $1 million so far in deals. So they're paying money.
Makes it seem like these $500 ones are little like quarters, you know?
I know.
When guys like him are getting over $1 million, I feel like I could get sponsored by Arbys. You know, I could talk about it on air. Well, and they could toss me a little money.
Maybe it's better because Arbys feels like they're spreading it out among so many players.
Yeah.
To help feature 200 of them, that's actually pretty nice compared to the 1 or 2 that probably get everything else already. Instead of giving them more money, you're helping players who are not as famous.
Yeah, because the top guys are always going to get the most, but when they do it like this with over 200, then maybe some of the guys that probably weren't even expecting to get any NIL deals are getting something which to them probably feels really, really special. They'll probably do a better job on the video than the guy who's getting like $1 million every season, and they do a bunch of different sponsored deals. These guys who actually don't get it like all the time will probably do a good job.
Well, for our area, you're usually getting a car from the car dealership, and now you could get $500 to go towards Arbys.
Hey, you know what? $500 towards Arbys. I'd make that. I'd make good use of that.
It's actually just being paid. It's not to Arbys. Like, you don't have to spend it there, but it's just $500 to use however you want.
Yeah, you can do it however you want, but you could spend it at Arbys.
You can put it back into that.
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on Radio U.
Is it possible to be someone who is breaking the rules / the law and be pretty much a superhero at the same time?
So would that be like a Robin Hood sort of thing?
A desperado, possibly? Well, this man in Chicago is walking the streets of the Windy City at night, and only the one doesn't fight crime. He steals red light cameras to save people from getting tickets.
How would you well, I guess if you went backwards, because then otherwise you'd get on the camera if you were stealing it. But they're having certain areas in Chicago where the red light, the cameras are being stolen, and those, print tickets for if you're breaking stuff at the intersection.
It says that there's one intersection that he is targeting heavily. He's stolen the camera from it. It says 3 times.
Well, that means he lives there.
Yeah, exactly. And so you should be able to find him. But it says that intersection generates about 6,000 red light tickets each year.
Oh, my gosh.
And every day that it's not there, it costs the city $850.
And this article, they were able to figure out some of the areas because they looked and saw, because you can see which red light, it'll show online the tickets. It won't tell you who, but it has to show how much money it brings in. So they could tell at this one particular intersection, it was down from June 28th through the 30th. So it wasn't printing any tickets. And the database showed that there was a theft of over $500 at the intersection.
Oh, no.
So when the police themselves put in the theft, that's the camera that was stolen.
Oh, my gosh. And it says, too, that the cameras, man, wouldn't you think that they should install like maybe some surveillance cameras to watch the red light cameras, you know?
Well, I mean,
in that intersection.
Well, I think the camera should already be the camera itself. Like, it would take a picture of the last thing.
It should take the last photo of you, like, grabbing it as you're trying to pull it down.
But I don't know if maybe they only take pictures of, like, if you're running lights and stuff. But the guy who's in this area, people are excited. He keeps stealing them. But obviously, Chicago would like him to stop taking them because they want the money. The cameras, the red light cameras, bring in so much money for areas.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. And it sounds like somebody who's probably been caught by the red light camera a time or two. Like, there's no way that he just decided he was going to steal it. He definitely got, like, 1 or 2 tickets from it. He was like, this thing is so stupid. I'm getting rid of it for everybody. I'm doing it for the city. I'm doing it for all my fellow people who drive through this intersection.
Don't get caught because they will not,
they will not
extend you any grace, even if your neighbors are happy that you're taking the cameras.
He's taking one for the team, being the one to take it down. But those red light cameras are terrible. I feel like if you drive through and you think like you made it, like the police didn't see you do it, and then you get rung up on one of those.
Have you gotten caught before?
I've never gotten caught before.
Well, of course, because you're following the rules.
Exactly, because I would never run a red light.
No.
But if you do make it through and the police don't see you and there's no red light camera, it's like the most exhilarating feeling, you know? You feel so good about yourself. You're like, I made it. Everybody's safe, and I made it.
You're like, I didn't think it would turn so fast.
Yeah, I had no idea. I swear it was yellow when I was entering. I didn't know that it'd be red so quickly. It was a quick yellow.
That area is being plagued with theft, but people are happy about this theft of the cameras being stolen.
There's superheroes everywhere, you know? Everybody has their own cape, and they do their own...
The worst of the worst. Are you ready? The Riot Podcast. RadioU.
And this is a little bit, what I would say is backwards of how it normally is. It says that older women are now more interested in dating younger men now more than ever.
That seems to be the trend. Or if you're looking for a lady and you're not having any luck, they say try 10 years older.
Go older. Just if you can't find any your age, don't go younger, you go older, because it says that 81% of females are willing. It sounds kind of bad saying willing, but they're open. They're open to dating someone 10 years younger than they are.
See, 10 years doesn't seem as bad. Sometimes when you hear about age differences, I know, like, there's a line and who's to say, but when you hear where it's like 20, 30 more years difference, you're like, wow, that's a really big difference in age.
Big difference.
And sometimes that's normally the guy who's older and say a younger lady. But for this is 10 years, and now it's the lady who's older, and then 10 years younger would be the guy.
Yeah, it typically is the younger female with the older man. It's like the typical, like, big age difference.
More mature man, is that it?
Yes, yes, the more mature man. And yet again, you can date whoever you want. I do not care. If you want to date someone 20 years, 30 years older than you, that's perfectly fine with me. Do I think it's weird? No. Do I think it's kind of weird? Maybe a little. I don't know. Maybe a little weird, but
10 years doesn't bother me.
10 years is not that much. I mean, and if 81% of women say they're willing or they're open to dating someone 10 years younger, then is it even weird at all?
I don't know. They just say that, the older person sometimes has more like the career path already chosen.
Yep.
And they're just looking for someone, different. And 10 years younger now seems to be the sweet spot.
Well, it makes sense for, in my opinion, the younger person, because there's a lot of times when people have different personalities and stuff, and you might feel that you're more mature than the people around you, and you're looking for someone that maybe already kind of has their life figured out in a way, if you feel that you do, and you want to get on a similar path. For the older person, I don't know, maybe like a rejuvenation, maybe a little bit of excitement, maybe, sure. I guess, if you're looking for that at the same time. But, I mean, who's to say? Personalities are different, you know? You find someone that you like,
then
why not date them, you know? Why not? It doesn't matter how old they are. If you feel that you guys have a good relationship or vibe or click or whatever it is, why not?
Now, this is coming from Isaia, who yesterday told us that we can't get appetizers on the first date.
Well, yeah, I mean, however old you are, it doesn't matter how old you are. I mean, on the first date, if you're a 50-year-old woman, you come on a date with me the very first time, I mean,
you're not getting appetizers.
You get an appetizer. I'm going to judge you the same way if you were like a 26-year-old girl that I was going on a date with. So it doesn't make a difference to me. I'm going to treat you the same way. I'm going to vibe with you the same.
In case you were like, Isaiah seems so wonderfully progressive and just wonderful. And then you hear like, what? I can't get an appetizer?
It's not that you can't get an appetizer.
You said that yesterday.
If you do get an appetizer, there may be some judgment coming on my end. If I'm the one who's going to pay for it, it's the first date. You're jumping to like second or third date things.
You said that if someone got an appetizer, then there's no second date.
There probably wouldn't be.
And it's just not going to work.
Because if we're getting an appetizer on the first date, well, how am I going to top down the second date? Am I going to get an appetizer and dessert?
Well, it depends. Maybe if she's 10 years older, I don't know.
Yeah, if she's 10 years older, then I might have to whip out the cash and have to act like I have all this money. But I'm telling you, if I'm going on a date, first date, appetizer, red flag, 100%.
You just heard the worst of the worst. We'd give you the best of the best, but we'd have to find that. As soon as we do, you'll be the first to know.